Join me as I dive into the challenges of resilience for those living with borderline personality disorder and see if I can uncover some inspiring stories along the way. Borderline personality disorder, or BPD, is a mental health condition that's often misunderstood. When people hear the term, they might think of intense emotions, impulsiveness, and unstable relationships. But what about resilience? Can people with BPD be resilient? Unfortunately, there's a lot of stigma surrounding BPD, and it's not uncommon for people to view those with the disorder as fragile, weak, or even manipulative. These misconceptions can be incredibly damaging, making it harder for individuals with BPD to open up about their struggles or seek help. They might feel like they're not taken seriously or that their emotions are seen as overreactions. These negative stereotypes can also affect the way people with BPD view themselves. They might internalize these harmful messages, believing that they're not capable of change or that they're destined to be stuck in a cycle of chaos. It's a vicious cycle that can lead to feelings of hopelessness and despair. The stigma surrounding BPD can also make it difficult for people to recognize the incredible strength and resilience that many individuals with the disorder possess. It's easy to get caught up in the myths and misconceptions, but the reality is that people with BPD are some of the most resourceful, adaptable, and determined individuals out there. So, what does resilience look like for someone with BPD? It might mean being able to regulate their emotions in the midst of a crisis, finding healthy coping mechanisms to deal with stress, or learning to communicate their needs effectively in relationships. It might mean being willing to confront their fears, challenge their negative self-talk, or push past their comfort zones. These are not easy tasks, but they're essential for building strength and resilience. I've spoken to so many people with BPD who have shared their stories of resilience with me. There's the person who learned to recognize their emotional triggers and developed a personalized coping plan. There's the individual who found a supportive community online and learned to open up about their struggles. And there's the person who, despite facing multiple setbacks, continued to push forward and advocate for themselves. One of the most powerful examples of resilience I've come across is the story of the woman who struggled with self-harm for years. She was trapped in a cycle of shame and guilt, feeling like she was worthless and unlovable. But one day she realized that she had a choice. She started attending therapy sessions, practicing self-care, and surrounding herself with positive influences. It wasn't easy, and there were many setbacks along the way. But she persisted, and eventually she was able to break free from the cycle of self-harm. There was another person who struggled with intense anxiety and depression. They felt like they were stuck in a dark hole, unable to find a way out. But they refused to give up. They started practicing mindfulness, learned to recognize their negative thought patterns, and slowly began to rebuild their sense of self-worth. It took time, patience, and effort, but they were able to find a sense of peace and purpose. These stories of resilience are a testament to the strength and determination of individuals with BPD. They show us that, despite the challenges, people with BPD can overcome, adapt, and thrive. So, what can we take away from this conversation? People with BPD can be incredibly resilient, and it's time we start recognizing and celebrating their strengths. They're not weak or fragile. They're survivors who have faced incredible obstacles and come out on top. Thanks for watching, and if you have any thoughts or stories about resilience and BPD, please share them in the comments below. If you want to learn more about mental health topics, be sure to check out my other videos. Please like, share, and subscribe before you leave. Thank you.